Chatting with a pro.
So this is Chatting with a Pro. Today we're here talking with Ben Slavens. And when I say here, I don't mean here. He's, remoting in, but it'll work just great. Ben, can you hear me?
Yes, Brian, I hear you just fine.
Great. So you are an expert cinematographer. Do you have any projects going on right now you want to plug?
Yeah, we're finishing up a feature-length film called Kimmy With It. You may have heard of it. You're actually the director and star of the film.
Oh, yeah. I guess I do remember that one.
Yeah, we're doing that.
So the real reason I wanted to talk to you today, and I'm sorry we couldn't meet in person, is Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah, Bernie Sanders, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think I've heard of that guy.
Tell me about the burn dog.
Bernie Sanders is an independent senator from Vermont. He's currently running for president in 2016. I was fortunate enough to go to a couple of his rallies and listen to the guy in person. I've watched hours and hours of video of him talking, which is actually it's kind of like going to see a stand-up comic who only has one routine, and he hasn't changed it in like 30 years. So.
And he's got it down.
Yep.
So what do you think are voters' objections to Bernie?
He's an old white guy, and he's a career politician, so from face value, I can see the hesitancy to want to believe that he is telling the truth above and beyond anyone else running. But I think his voting record sort of proves otherwise. He's voted down things like the bailout in 2008 of the banks and
war in Iraq.
Yeah, he voted down Iraq, and he's against the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
So I've heard one. I've heard a number of times that people say it's not that they don't like what he has to say, it's that they don't know what he has to say. But now more people are getting to know what he has to say. Do you think there are obviously going to be voting blocs who are against his message?
Yeah. I think that the word is getting around mostly through social media because the major media networks are giving him little to no coverage. He was on Fox News. He spoke on Fox News, but that was back in April when he announced his candidacy. So they haven't really given him anything since
I can
then.
see why Fox wouldn't cover a Democratic challenger.
Yeah, it's that's very true. I think they were still trying to maintain an image of unbiased news source, which...
Well, I think they brought him on at that time because he was in no way, shape, or form a viable candidate the day of his announcement.
Yeah. He nobody knew who he was. They didn't know that he was going to get a surge of followers like he's gotten. Around 100,000 people came to his rallies when he went down the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California. So the fact that they're continuing to ignore him is just a testament to their agenda. Because actually I read an article, CNN had a headline that said that when Donald Trump went to, what was the state? Idaho?
The helicopter rides? That was Iowa.
They basically, he had around an estimated 20,000 people show up at one of his rallies, actually.
Which was really surprising to me, too.
Yeah, but the CNN's headline said 30,000 people, which actually wasn't true. I looked it up and,
I don't think the venue held that many.
No, it didn't. The stadium that he filled only had a capacity of 20,000 people, and I saw video from that, and the stadium was not full. But
CNN likes their headlines, that's for sure.
Yes, they do, because I guess maybe they just hope that their readers and listeners will just read the headline, and maybe the subheader, and then that's it.
And click on an ad.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Do you see Hillary's power falling Is Bernie taking votes away from Hillary, the center, the right? Where's his support coming from?
Actually, I would say a little bit of everyone. Hillary mostly because she's been sort of deemed the front runner since the beginning. She has the most name recognition and all of that. So, yeah, I mean, I think she's been getting chipped away by Bernie more than anybody else. And now that New Hampshire poll came out a couple weeks ago showing him at 44% to her 39%. So he's actually, if you believe in polls, which, I usually don't, especially this early in the election season, still it's showing that he's making ground. And once again, no news coverage on that, really.
So what would you say is his biggest obstacle at this point?
Oh, his biggest obstacle is getting his word out. He doesn't have as much money at his disposal as really any of the other candidates, especially in the Republican Party. I think it's that Jeb Bush raised over $100 million. I think that was the number most recently.
Wow.
And Hillary's already got 30 million, and he's only raised half of that. But it's all small donor.
Right. And Bernie's not taking the billionaire bucks.
No, he hasn't. He decided one of his campaign people started setting up a super PAC for him, and he told him to shut it down when he was starting his campaign. He's accepted $0 from super PACs. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. He's gotten over 200,000 individual small donations.
Well, that's as of the last FEC update.
Yeah, that was at the end of July, I believe.
Yeah.
When that
So,
came out,
and that's before the West Coast rallies. So, I imagine the number has actually grown substantially.
Yeah, I've given him, a few bucks here and there. I'm giving him monthly donations now. So, I mean, I feel like the tipping point for me to actually give recurring campaign contributions, even if it was a small amount, was after seeing him at his rally and seeing all the people and just the energy there. I mean, it was more energetic than most concerts that I've been to in recent memory. So
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Bernie myself. I don't know if he's going to make it all the way to the through the primary, but if not, I think you gotta start somewhere. Start small, maybe.
Yeah, you do. You really gotta. I mean, he's been fighting for the middle class and for minorities and against plutocracy and oligarchy for 25 years. But again, he's an old white guy, so the imagery. And how many people do you know that watch C-SPAN? Some of his greatest speeches have been on C-SPAN, and nobody's known about those until now. They've been on the internet. You can find.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of background noise. Is that on your end?
Yeah. Some millionaire flying a private plane.
Okay.
Or something. So.
Ben Slavens, I want to thank you for coming out.
Hey, yeah, no problem.
What's your website?
BenSlavens.com. That's BenSlavens.com.
And hopefully we can meet face to face next time.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yep. Take it easy, Brian.